Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good
Yeah, good
morning, sir.
morning. Good morning to all of you. Yeah. So, one thing related to your mid-semester exam, I have to share that 52 students had submitted on the online your portal. Total student 115 is there, but 111. Four students had, according to your link, four students had not turned up. 46, 47, 52, and 58. CR please ensure this that whether the person had done their semester or not. 46, roll number 47, 52, and 58. In our WhatsApp also, I will just send the roll number of them. That's in your this link, it is not there. And one more thing is there that there are so many students who had sent on my official mail your mid-semester answer, so PDF, but they had done till 11. I had seen here 11:35. So is it any justification for it? So I think on Tuesday's class, I will, for each and every person, I will contact them for their justification. Since what happens that after I think 10:45 or 10:50, the person who had uploaded or mailed me, so they may have some marks reduction. So that will be that I will in touch of my HOD and Dean, then only I will tell you that what will be the things. Since it is not admissible in any case, if your link is of 10 minutes, that is till 10:40, and you are submitting it at 11, I had given you opportunity, it doesn't mean that you will misuse it. So, and roll number 46, 47, 48, the people, I will just for them, I will take 4 students are there who had not given their mid-semester. Okay, I had already sent you the second semester assignment. So whether you had completed your first assignments? Had you completed assignment?
Sir, it is going on.
We are
Yeah,
doing,
so
sir.
Yes, sir.
yeah, so CR is requested to collect till Sunday. Sunday sufficient time is there, and they collect one way and in different folders, you can say. If it is needed one more than one folder, so like roll number 1 to 25 or 20, like that. So 4 5 CR are there, so they may have been their responsibility, and then we can go for it. Avantika, you want to say something? Your mic is on. Okay. So now for your second semester, your end semester, second assignment I had already given. So this first assignment it is supposed to be submitted till your Sunday, and maximum it will be on Monday. So that on class of Tuesday I will be able to give just assess that all of you had submitted it in time. So if till Monday it will not be there, so it will assume that you had submitted late assignment. Since each and every your component having your marks is there, so for submission also there will be the marks for your assignment. So here now we will just start to go for the your next for end term your coverage. So from our knowledge of ecosystem and other, so we will continue for the next topic, that is biodiversity and its conservation. Before that, anyone who want to share anything about your exam, any confusion or your any previous any material and other thing, if you want to share, so you may discuss at this moment. Otherwise, I will start for the further. It is supposed that we have to continue for our the next topic, that is biodiversity and its conservation. And here, if we will just we will start our previous knowledge, so we can say that suppose for your total Earth's mass, if we are having, so if in 10 billion parts or like that, if we are just saying, so the only one part is there where life exists in this universe. And in that one part, in the 1 kilometer thick layer of soil, water and air, that in that 1 kilometer periphery, whether it is your aquatic life or whether you're in the land and other, so you're about 50 million species are there.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I was
Yes,
asking that we have made, yes sir, if we have made till 10:50, then also is it a problem?
no, basic thing is what I had told. There must be some cutoff. If a link is there till 10:40, so at least after that 10 minutes is there.
And from 10:38 onwards, the link, like the website was very busy. So I also tried to upload it my answer sheet at approximately 10:40 only, but it was not processed. It said that it was responding too long.
What
Then
I
I
am
mailed
saying,
that
I will be on the class. I will in the details. I will see that the slot will be there 5 to 10 minutes. In that, how many students had submitted all these things. I will taken into consideration, and then on Tuesday I will be able to give you the correct discussion. Okay. So what things we have to, since I think. Your time is 10:30. 10 minutes for your submission is there. Suppose 10:40. I am giving you suppose more 10 minutes. Like from 10:30 you are having 10:50. 20 minutes are there. So if 20 minutes is sufficient, if you are having your mail PDF and other, so I think it is sufficient time for any.
yes, sir.
What you have to do that in end, that's why I'm saying that in end terms also, I'm giving that time. But if what is the justification of 11:35? Tell me. What is 11:17, 11:05, 11:23, 11:26? That is, if any case, there must be some cutoff. So that in end term also you have to take care the things. It is not as I that it is open for the whole day. Otherwise, what will I will simply deny? Okay, just take the permission of dean, and he will give us flatly. He may give some flat deductions. So that's why I am just in this mode. That okay. At first, I have to just categorize the things that what are the slot, and so that it is not as such. The pattern is what, so that I have, then only I will be able to give you the idea. Okay, as per हेलो हाँ बोलो बोलो कुछ बोल रहे थे आवाज देखो अभी के केस में अभी के या इन दिस केस इट इज सपोज you had submitted till 10:50 10:45 10:50 that is okay but if you are going more than that suppose one person is there 11 roll number Sahil Khan is there he had in the link 8:30 link starts and within 3 seconds he had gone to the link and he had submitted at 10:51 in my mail. So what is the point that if your net and other things, all things are good, so you have taken 21 minutes. So, and in theory it is not as I said, you may have go for 3-4 minutes before also. So that's just one example I had given you. Like that. Since your view time and other uploaded time, all things are there. Your link also and in your mail also. Mail also if you will see in your sent box. So time will be there at that place. So that time I have I had noted it down. That's why I am asking that okay the thing. We have to see that it is not for this. It may be in the each and every paper. You will get in trouble. What is the justification for the 1 hour you're late? It is not as such that justification is there. So you have to take care for this. And not in this, in other also. Suppose in your engineering mechanics, it was there or not at this semester? Engineering mechanics is there or not in your mechanical at this semester?
No, sir. No, sir. It was in first semester.
It was in first semester.
Yes, sir.
Engineering mechanics you had already studied.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So like that, it may say for that in some calculation you may get and you for all the things. But in these theory things you are going for 1 hour. In 2 hour examination, 3 hours. Okay, we will see what we can do. That is the little part. So for the biodiversity and its conservation, basically if we are just saying that okay about 50 million species are there and that within your 1 kilometer thick layer of soil, water, air, in that you can say, so much diversity is there. So this diversity, this biodiversity, this is nothing but the variety and variability among all groups of living organisms and in the ecosystem complexes where they occur. So their variety and variability. So in the all groups, and that is place to place, and among their species itself, there are so many varieties, and in different species are there. So here we can go for your any in ecosystem, your diversity, that from your desert it will be the different, in the dense tropical rainforest that will be different, in snow-clad mountain peaks they will be the different, and in the deepest ocean your trenches there also life will be all having your in the form of size, color, shape. Your species, they are different. There are so many your varieties there. So in this world, that's why we are saying that this world is so colorful. It is not so lively. There are so many living organisms are there. So basically, if suppose define biodiversity, so it is variability among your living organisms from all sources, like your terrestrial, like marine, like your aquatic ecosystem. So they all are your part of it. So in this your biodiversity, now there are different levels of biodiversity, if we can say. So what are the different diversity? So that we can say that okay, units of your this biodiversity may range from genetic level within the species to the in the specific region they will change, and your diversity your in different your ecology also. Suppose fresh water your in your ecology is there, so there your biodiversity will be other than your in forest, in vegetation, in soil condition, in climate condition. Your different ecology will be there. So first, if we are saying biodiversity, so first biodiversity is genetic biodiversity, genetic diversity. So basically, it is your the basic source of biodiversity. The genes found in organisms can be form enormous number of combinations, each of which give rise to some variability. Genes are what? We are having the genes. So this is the basic units of hereditary information transmitted from one generation to the other. So in this gene, when this here is within, when the genes within the same species, if it shows different versions due to the new combination, so it is called genetic variability. What happened? And this variability will be what depends upon your soil, climate, vegetation, other your temperature. So simply, if we can say that simple example is there, rice is there, rice variety. So its basic species we are saying it is Oriza sativa is the basic, it's your technical name if you are biological, botanical name if you are saying it. So genetic here, but we are knowing that there are thousands of your variety of rices there, cultivated and cultivated that is there. And this your variety is shows you the variation at the genetic level, and it differs in your color, size, shape, aroma, nutrient content of the grain. So there are so many here, you can say the variable parameters, and based on that your in original one genetic your of the rice, there are the variation, and that variation will be your depends upon the region, that variation depends upon the your climate condition, your water your availability condition and other. So all here in their color, size, shape, aroma, nutrient content. So these are the basic variables for your one example, that of the rice, if we are saying. So first is your genetic diversity. Then second is your species diversity. That is within your the variability found within the population of a species or between different species of a community. So it is your species diversity. It represents your basically species richness and their abundance in a community. So here what happens, your two popular indices is there for measuring this species diversity. One is Shannon-Wiener index and other is Simpson index. So basically, if we are saying that, okay, how many species are in this biosphere? So that depends upon your, due to the incomplete indirect data is there, it is not as such the complete, that in your, suppose in the forest, deep forest, it may happen that many species we cannot identify, and it may happen that many species may extinct previously. So, but it is estimated that it ranges from 10 million to 50 million. And here what happens, your about your 1.5 million living and 3 lakh fossil species have been actually described with the scientific names also. So many may have become extinct when we are just trying to enlist it at this moment. But it is estimated that in our universe, for the beginning of your life cycle, so there may be some this type of species is there. Then your ecosystem diversity is there. First is genetic diversity, then species diversity, then ecosystem diversity is there. So in ecosystem diversity, what will happen? That variation in your ecological positioning is there due to the trophic structure, food webs, nutrient cycling. Due to this, the ecosystem variations is there, and it may be with respect to your physical parameters like your temperature, moisture, altitude, precipitation. So these all your helps in in the tremendous diversity within the ecosystem, or these may be the causes for it. Suppose we may consider diversity in forest ecosystem. So there also in forest ecosystem, if we are considering, so there we had already discussed it. So there are more than one type of your forest ecosystem is there. Suppose your tropical rainforest is there, your tropical deciduous forest is there, temperate deciduous forest is there, snow forest is there. So in each and every, you can say, suppose your tropical rainforest is there. So what temperature is there in that cases? In tropical deciduous forest is there. So it is nothing but in your during monsoon, your rainfall will be suppose 700 mm to 2000 mm is there. But for your temperate deciduous forest, you can say here that warm and your humid your forest will be there. Snow forest is there. So there what happens? In the your different type of, suppose snow is there, so in that your you can say that conical leaves are there in these cases. So there the species in that cases, in that ecosystem, that will be different to the your species that will be for your tropical rainforest condition or for the tropical deciduous conditions. So what is it in ecosystem? That your physical and these physical factor, they are also responsible for it. And in these things we are saying that this diversity that may have developed over millions of years of evaluation. So when we destroy this diversity, now we have to just understand that if this diversity it disturbs, so what will happen? Your ecological balance there will be will disrupt. That is, your ecological imbalance will be there. And we cannot even replace the diversity of one ecosystem to that of another. By simply planting the tree, if we will plant that any tree, so it may be 1 to 5, 10 species, we will just plant. But what happens that when your previous ecosystem will be there, so there are so many your interrelated related species are there, which will so that your system that will be there will be imbalance. We will not be in position to reproduce the same system, same ecological system. So it will affect, and since we will see that there are the different cycles are there, so your if one your cycle disturbs, so other also will get disturbed. That simply if we can say that any your suppose tropical deciduous in forest, that forest species that cannot survive if you will go in the you snow, that is the boreal forest. Another, all ecosystem are different to each other. So basically, if we are saying the level of diversity, so basically these three your level of diversity is there: genetic diversity, species diversity, and ecosystem diversity. Then your biogeographical classification of India. India having the very vast and your the climate change and other different types of your topography is there in different part of country. So there are so many variations, and due to that variations, you can say the very your variability in your flora and fauna is there. There are so many tremendous your variability is there in India, and it having the rich your heritage of biological diversity. And you can say that the suppose your for total your diversity 1/10 your you can say the plant rich nation is there in the world, 10th position here. Total your in this biogeographical your species and other variations, India having the 10th position for it. So basically, if we are discussing it, the biogeographical classification of India. So here what happens that your study of the distribution, evaluation, dispersal, and environmental relationship of plants, animals with your in respect to the time and the space. So we can say your biogeography that may comprise of your geography and your phytogeography that deals about the different aspects of plants and animals. So what we will just see in this biogeographic zone, in this zone, that what are the environmental interaction of flora and fauna of our country here. So different in that particular important what flora and fauna is in the particular biogeographic zone. So in India, we are having in distributing in the 10 zone is there. Total your biogeographical 10 zone is there, and for that I will also provide you the table for it, so that you may just go through it that okay what different important flora fauna is there. So just one discussion may be there. So here suppose the total 10 biogeographic zone are there. First is your trans-Himalayan, then Himalayan, then desert, then semi-arid, then Western Ghats, then Deccan Peninsula, then Gangetic Plain, then Northeast India, then islands and coasts. So these are in the 10 your zone. We are having the total Indian biogeographic, and in each and every year they are having the specific important flora and fauna. Suppose we are going for the trans-Himalayan. So it is nothing but the upper regions are there. And here your important flora fauna is your pine trees there are trees there, yak will be there, then snow leopard is there, wolf is there, black-necked cranes are there. And when we just have discussion about suppose desert, So your Kutch, Thar, Ladakh, they are the deserts in India, and they are your important. You can say date palm is there, khezri, they are your, and then camel is there, wild ass is there, desert cat is there, fox are there. So they are specifically from that desert and other. When we discuss about the Western Ghats. So there we can say your Malabar coast, Western Ghats mountains are there. So there your in the tree, the sisham, people, tuna is there, and in your tortoise is there, frog, lizard, snakes. They are in the Western Ghats. Gangetic plain is there. So in that plain, you can say the jamun, mango, your bale, sal, these trees are there. And in your animals, you can say it is the black chinkara, stag, rhinoceros, alligator, turtle. These are there. In North India, Northeast India, if it is there, so bamboo, sal, jackfruit, castor, they are the trees. And here in the your animals and other, you can have elephant is there, rhinoceros is there, yak is there, deer is there, porcupine is there. So and coastal area, we will go for west or east coast. So coconut, banana, cashew nut, they are in the abundance. And your dolphin is there, turtle is there, alligator is there. So these are your for the different your zones. You can say the different important flora and fauna is there. So when we have to go for this, suppose biogeographical classification of India, so these will be the different things which you should know. Now we can say that okay, what are the value of diversity? What value is it? Important thing is there for biodiversity. It is very important your topic. That what are the different values? So basically, in terms of its commercial utility, in terms of ecological services, in terms of your social and aesthetic value. So of this biodiversity, that what benefits we get from your other organisms in your different ways. Basically, what happens? We are saying, for a very simple example, one tree, if we are saying, one tree is there, you. So we can say that, okay, when tree you are cutting it and you are selling, it's commercial, your value is there. But are you aware about the things that when your tree was there, your when already that is live. So what they do? What are maybe their economical your valuation? So already in the tree and other for your forest, we had discussed it that your one live tree in their suppose 50 years of their maturity value is there. So in that, what happens? That if in your economically, if you will see that for any tree, so you can simply say that when we will cut it, so it may have you may got 40,000, 50,000 rupees, or you may go for if your sagwan and tree, your costly trees are there, so they may go for your suppose 2 lakh, 3 lakh rupees. But when that tree is already in your total 50 years of their living, what they do? What are the different aspects of a tree? Anyone? That what trees are do for us? What are their values? Diversity values are there.
For us or in general?
No, for in general for the environment. for the environment, what are their role?
Provides food and shelter for animals, gives them oxygen.
Basically, if previously also we had discussed it, is that the major for any tree, what is the your major contribution, ecological contribution? So basically, suppose it is in these hours, we can just say that it is that having the oxygen, it gives us the oxygen, it absorbs your carbon dioxide and it gives us the oxygen. Then it also helps us in your controlling the air pollution. It also helps in your recycling of your water in environment, in the, if you will, in that cycle also it helps us. And it may helps you to reduce the temperature your, of surroundings. It also your helps us in you can say the your soil erosion, that it reduce the soil erosion. So if you will see that in the terms, these 5 6 years suppose your topic, and if we will go for the their in the total 50 years of their life cycle, so in calculation, in the valuation, you will see that although okay, if you will cut the tree, so it will give you suppose 3 lakh 4 lakh value, but you will see that more than 40 50 lakh of that value during their utility in the your their 50 years another, they provide us that amount of the value. So that's why this tree in our ecosystem are so much importance is there. So this biodiversity, there are so many types, and in this suppose in the trees also there are different type of trees also, and their uses also in the valuation is there, that we will discuss itself. So what happens here if for the ecological balance of ecosystem and other, we have to see that okay, what are their values, so that we can have in this system, we may not go for the abrupt any your and catastrophically we cannot go for the disturbing the your ecosystem. The thing is there, we may not go for it. We may go for like that, what we are saying that okay, your we may not increase it the your any adverse effect. So simply, if for your multiple use of this biodiversity and the other, so we are using for this the different value of diversity. So we are clubbing here so many your velocity, your value is there. So first is important among them is your out of your 6 7 values are there. First is your conjunctive use value. So directly, if you direct use value of your biodiversity product, that we can be harvested and consumed directly. Like your fuel is there, food is there, drugs is there, fibers is there. So they are having direct conjunctive use value. Suppose for food, you are in the biodiversity. In among your this first conjunctive use value, first is food is there. So your large number of wild plant consumed by human being as a food. 80,000 edible plant species are there. And in 90% of present day food crops, you have been your domesticated from wild tropical plants. So in these cases, we are having the crop plants that developing your new different their variety. So they are having the conjunctive use. They are having directly, you can correlate this. That okay, suppose any plant, suppose your wheat is there, for rice is there, another barley is there, maize is there, corn is there. So they are most widely used. That food is for our consumption also for these crops. For animals also we are having your like your corn is there, they may go for it. Then sugar cane is there, so that is for your direct consumptive use, and that is your cash crop. That is known as the cash crop. That may have the directly your the value, their economical value is there. Then you can go for the drugs and medicines. That basically you're about 75% of the world's population. That depends upon the plants or plant extracts for medicines. Like you can say your wonder drug, that is your penicillin is there, that is used as antibiotic, that derived from a fungus, that is known as penicillium. Like your tetracycline is there, that is from your bacterium. Quinine is there, that is your cure for malaria, that is your obtained from the bark of a cinchona tree. So basically we are having your in heart element, your digitaline is there, that obtained from your foxgloves. So that and your for cancer and other anti-cancer drugs are there, vinblastine and vincristine. So they are obtained from your periwinkle plants, which possess your anti-cancer alkaloids. So these all are having your, if we can say, the biodiversity in that. So consumptive use is there. As a fuel also, we are having the consumptive use. Your fuel wood is there, the fossil fuel, coal, petroleum, natural gas. They are also the product of fossilized your biodiversity. So firewood collected by individuals, so that may not go for the market. You're direct normally in the market, but that may directly consumed by the tribal and local villagers. So what happens? They are having, they are not going for the commercial value, but they are using that. And that's why it is also your in the consumptive use value. So first is your in the value of biodiversity, that is your consumptive use value. Second is your productive use value. That is what we are told, that commercially usable value of the product that is marketed and sold. So here we may go for the many crops is there, your wood is there. From timber we can go for the wood. We may go for the animal product, like your tusk of elephant, musk from musk deer, silk from silkworm, wool from sheep, fur of animals, lac from lac insects. So all these which are traded in the market, these things. So they are having the productive use value. Plywood is there, paper and pulp industry, plywood is there, and silk industry, textile industry, leather industry, pearl industry. So all they are having based on the productive use value of the biodiversity. Basically what happens that despite internationally ban on your trade of the endangered species, your smuggling of fur, horns, tusks, live specimen, they are already sold. Every year it is sold. So developing countries like Asia, Africa, they are having the richest biodiversity centers and wildlife products that are also smuggled and marketed in large quantity to some rich Western countries, and also to China and Hong Kong, where you can say the cat skins and snake skins that having the very boom in the business. So second is your productive use value. Third is your social value of your biodiversity. So what will be the social value? In social value, if we are saying, like simple thing is there, that there are different values associated with your social life, customs, religion, psycho-spiritual aspects of the people. Many plants are there, they are considered as holy and sacred in our country, like tulsi, people, mango, lotus, bale. The leaves also, fruits or flowers of these plants are used in worship, or the plant itself is worshipped. And the tribal people, they are also closely linked with the wildlife in the forest. So in their social life, songs, dance and customs, they are closely woven around the wildlife. Many animals also, like your cow, snake, bull, peacock, owl, they are also having the significant place in our psycho-spiritual arena, and having the social importance also. So that's why we can say that our biodiversity has also distinct social value. In Bihar, another today it is But Savitri. One puja is there. So there also you can say your tree, that your but tree, that is there associated with our social and spiritual value. They may go for it. Then there is ethical value here for your biodiversity. It is also important, that is live and let live. That is also the existence value. It involves ethical issues like all lives must be preserved. Live and let live. So we may or may not use a species, but knowing the very fact that the species exists in nature gives us the pleasure. So what is it that we cannot go for the any activity, such activity, so that any particular species may not get to the extinction. Then your what we are saying, that is that okay, ethical, your ethical value or existence value attached to each and every species. Then your fifth is aesthetical value. Aesthetic value. What happens? There are so in this great aesthetic value is attached to our biodiversity. You can say that basically if any barren stretch are there, so no one will just go for it. But people from far away, they may go for spending time and money to visit your any, suppose forest is there, any ecological your things, and different your ecological diversity. Basically what happens is that the persons may go for, suppose ecotourism is there, that in this aesthetical value itself ecotourism is there. Basically in India, if we can say that we are going to Jammu Kashmir, we are going to your Manali, we are going to Shimla, we are going to Assam, Kaziranga and other places, Kerala. So why? So there are the different serene beauties there, and there are so many, you can say the diversity is there. So from north, the persons who are living in the north, they may go for the south and other. So it is as such that that only thing is that to enjoy the aesthetic value of the biodiversity. So your ecotourism is the willingness to pay concept is that if you are just trying here itself, you will go in Jamshedpur, near Jamshedpur, Dalma, your sanctuary is there, and that also the near vicinity of this township. There are so many places that we can go for. The serene beauty of, you can say, the environment, we can see it. So ecotourism, now this ecotourism is very booming in having the boom, that industry is there. And it may give you the revenue of so many, you're in the billions and billions. And that give you the aesthetic value of biodiversity. Then option value is there. Option value. So here it is, this value include your potential of biodiversity that we are not knowing, are unknown to us, and that need to be explored. That the persons are saying that there may be the potential cure of AIDS and cancer, that may be your from the depth of your marine ecosystem or tropical rainforest from there. And this, it may be there. So persons are just going for it to see that okay, what may be, it may be the, what plant or what your any aquatic life that helps us in this, in the cure of this. So these are your option value is there. That is that your biological resource that is already existing in this biosphere. That we are not knowing. We have to explore it. That okay, what your different miraculous species are there for your, and since it is our precious gift to nature for us. So that gift we have to just go for it. To the thing is that there are so many variety of flora and fauna is there. So we have to ensure that you're in any species, endangered species that may exist, they may not go for the extinction. Then your lastly it is the ecosystem service value. That basically what happens, that a non-consumptive use value of related to self-maintenance of ecosystem, and various important ecosystem service has been recognized. So basically here it is that service provided by ecosystem like your prevention of soil erosion, prevention of floods, maintenance of soil fertility, cycling of nutrients, pollutant absorption, reduction of threat of global warming. So these things, your ecosystem service value is there. So we have to just, for these services, we should know that, okay, you're in this environment, what are the role of your supposed tree and other, your eco species are there. So we don't disturb this. And in different, so that we can go for at the cost of any economy and economical your lifestyle, say any in there, if we may not disturb our biodiversity, that decline to your at the cost of any development, at the cost of, you can say, the biodiversity, that is not good for the human being, or you can say the for ecological and socio-cultural losses here. It is not as such that we have to go for the any development, not at the cost of our environment, our biodiversity. That is the moral of it. Okay, so in next we will go for the global biodiversity and other things related to your biodiversity. And here it is the threat to what may be the your threat to this biodiversity and other things. So it may happen. Anything which you want to discuss? CRR requested to go for the attendance, and it may happen that tomorrow class may not be happen. I will inform to CR. So on Tuesday it will be there, that your for assignments also and other all things for related to exam I will clear. Okay, anything?
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.